Loft 100 Studios, The Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the companies profiled and a lack of an active trading market for their securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Specific questions on comp and...
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stock if we are speaking about, interviewing, or covering a public company who has paid us compensation.
Specific questions.
Specific questions on compensation can be directed to producer@sullyentertainmentgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before purchasing any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. We encourage our listeners to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, at sec.gov, or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at finra.org.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, they're live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show's on the air, 110 million TV homes strong, 150 radio stations in this country, not to mention 175 countries and all the ships at sea. Yeah, we're radio at the same time, thanks to American Forces Radio Network, Biz Talk Radio Network, Biz Television Network, U2 America, as well as iHeart Radio. Pardon me, a little hookup there, iHeart Radio. A special thank you to our good friend, Steve Ferroni.
Oh, man.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker drummer, Average White Band drummer, Eric Clapton, Mick Jagger, Al Jarreau, you name it. Thanks to James East for bringing in Steve, who happens to be in the recording studio with us for our new album coming out next year. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. I appreciate it. Steve, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So good to have you. So will you come back with us? Will you come back next time we're in San Diego and hang out?
Absolutely.
I love it. You heard it. I got it on national TV. It's
right.
law. It's
He's locked in.
He's done. Okay. Alex Mongeon, who we've had on a number of times. This is one of my, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, one of my favorite companies that we've ever interviewed is Vision Marine Technologies, the electric outboard powerboat.
Of course.
This is like a Tesla on the water, meaning that we're not losing speed, we're not losing anything. It's one of the coolest tools, and I can't wait to get him back in the studio. But Alex, give us an overview of what you guys are all about and what you guys are doing.
But basically, since 2 years now, we are actually partnering with different boat manufacturers over the US and actually also in Europe by providing them a safe and powerful technology with our Emotion. So it's a full integrated system. It's an outboard and inboard charger. So boat manufacturers now, some of them are actually taking orders. They build boats, and instead of installing in Mercury outboard or Yamaha outboard, now they are installing our technology. So boats are fully electric, and they can be used on non-motorized waterways, and they are actually safe. And the cost of maintenance is reduced by about 90% of your regular ice engine outboard.
Alex, with so many green initiatives out there in the United States government, I have to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they are a great push for you and for the company to get, for lack of a better term, these motors on the water?
We are actually pushing it with the Boating Congress. About 3 weeks ago, my chairman and my team were in Washington at the Boating Congress, and there's rules and regulation that will be taking place very soon. So boat manufacturers will be forced to build an amount of boats per year electric. So it makes sense. We're not trying to change the world. We're trying to get at least 1% of the market going into electric by 2025. It makes sense. And we can't wait to see some tax credit for electric boat purchaser at some point, but it's everything's pending as we speak.
We're talking about a very big market here, and that's the point, right? If you capture a very small part of a very big market, it makes you guys a giant company. Talk about sort of the plans going forward, because you've hit a lot of milestones over the last year since we've met you. What are the plans going forward to kind of capture that market?
Simple. We just need to take a boat from a boat manufacturer who's being pushed with a nice engine outboard or a gas outboard and show them that our product performs better than your regular 200 horsepower outboard with a gas tank. And that's what we've been doing for the past 24 months. The first boat manufacturer that went out was Four Wind, owned by Group Beneteau. It's a good thing because Group Beneteau has 8 different brands and build 9,000 boats per year. And I was actually exposing with them last winter, about 6 months ago, at the Dusseldorf Boat Show. And the Group Beneteau is aiming to get all their production boats either electric or hybrid or gas by 2030. So they have a big switch to do, and we only have 6.5 years to do that. So that's one of them. But in a few weeks, you'll see other boat manufacturers who are actually building boats overseas with our technology in different boat shows, such also with pontoon companies. So now for the next 3 months, we are doing road shows with boat manufacturers through their dealership networks. So
now, will that be through an OEM, or will it still say VMAR on the engine?
It's on about with OEMs. So let's say we are actually on the road with Beneteau and we're providing support with their boats, with our technology and educating the dealership network. Beneteau has over 400 dealerships worldwide. So we're educating the dealerships to sell our technology and inform the end user.
I've got 2 of the questions that most I'm sure you're asked more than anything when people can't actually see the engines of the boats. How fast does it go, and what does it sound like?
It sounds like a turbine. And how fast can it go? We run 109 miles per hour with a twin application last summer.
On the water.
On the water.
It's on the water, and it's on a 3/4 mile race. So imagine if I had more length to do. But this summer, we'll be again the same place at the Ozark with another project, and will be faster than any other guys with a twin outboard from any gas manufacturer in the world. So that's
Alex, will you come back in studio with us next time you're in the West Coast, or you have some time to come on down to San Diego? We'd love to have you. I want to spend a whole hour with you, man. It's so interesting what you guys are doing. Alex Mongeon, he is the co-founder and CEO of VMAR, Vision Marine Technology. 109, yeah. That's a big, that's like this. It's like, I'm going to say.
Yeah. With electricity.
There you go. All right, that does it for us. Thanks again to our good friend Steve Ferroni, Tom Petty, the Heartbreaker drummer, for being part of the DTC. James East, Brian Jordan, Mark Haversley. Trace Hodgins back next week.